Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about solving equations with variables on both sides. Specifically, we'll be keeping it to linear equations today as this is part of middle school math. Okay, so how do we do this? Basically, we want to collect variable terms on one side and then non-variable terms on the other side. Here it actually says to collect variable terms on the right and non-variable terms on the left. Now, I will say, actually, I generally prefer to do it the opposite way, but it doesn't actually matter, right? As long as all the variable terms are collected on one side and all non variable terms are collected on the other, that's what's important. Then we're going to combine like terms. So any variable terms we're going to combine, and any non variable terms will also combine. And then if there's anything left to do to isolate the variable at that point, it'll just be multiplication or division. So we'll do that if necessary as well. So actually, I want to get into an example and how we would solve for m in this case. I think it's often easier to figure it out once we do an example. So my first order of business here is I would like for all my non-variable terms, all my constant terms, to be on one side. I'm going to choose the right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, well, do we have any non-variable terms on the left that we need to get rid of? And yes, we do. We have -2 right here that we need to get rid of. So how am I going to undo subtracting 2? Well, I'm going to add 2. So I will be adding 2 to both sides. If I do that, the +2 and -2 will cancel, and on the left we'll now just have 6m. On the right, we're going to have 3m just from above, and then also plus 10 plus 2, right? 10 plus 2 is 12, so I'll be writing plus 12. So now we've succeeded in our goal of not having any constant terms on the left. The constant term we did have on the left is now gone. My next plan that I'd like to carry out is I would like for all my variable terms, so all my terms with m, to only be on one side. In this case, I'm choosing the left. So I'm going to, in this case, subtract 3m from both sides because I notice we have a 3m on the right, and in order to undo that 3m, I need to subtract it, right? What's the opposite of adding 3m? Subtracting 3m. So I will be subtracting 3m from both sides. Then let's simplify that. 6m minus 3m is 3m. 3m minus 3m just cancels. And then we have 12. So now we're just left with a one-step equation of 3m is equal to 12, right? So how do we get rid of the 3 in this case? Well, since it's 3 multiplied by m, the way that we undo multiplication is to divide. So I'll be dividing both sides by 3. The 3's will cancel here, and we'll just have an m on the left. Then on the right, we'll have 12 divided by 3, which is 4. So therefore, 4 is the correct answer for this one. Let's try one more example. This one says 3 times 2x plus 4 is equal to 5x plus 12. So something right off the bat that I notice about this one is that we have a 3 in front of these brackets, which means what? Well, this means that we need to multiply that 3 by everything in the brackets because of the distributive property. So 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 4 is 12. So therefore, the left is equal to 6x plus 12. As for the right, I'm just going to write it as is. Okay, now I would like to get rid of all of my variable terms that are on the right. So to do that, I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. 6x minus 5x is going to give me 1x, or just x. Then 5x minus 5x, those cancel. And then we have 12 on the right there. Now, I'd like to get rid of any non-variable terms that are still on the left so that I will only have non-variable terms on my right. So I'm going to do that by subtracting 12 from both sides. If I do that, on my left side, these two will cancel and we'll just have x. And then these will also cancel, right? 12 minus 12 is also 0. So my answer here is actually x is equal to 0. Now, as always, if you do have any questions, please feel free to put those down in the comment section, and we'll see you for the next one.